Israeli airstrikes have targeted areas close to villages in southern Lebanon. Missiles were fired at Hezbollah positions near Kafr Shuba. Israel has evacuated towns along the border with Lebanon after repeated exchanges of fire. Zeina Khodr reports from southern Lebanon.
Israel's military says it's targeting Hezbollah positions across the border in Lebanon. It's facing a guerrilla war. The Iranian-backed Lebanese armed group has been attacking Israeli military positions along the border, as well as tanks using precision-guided missiles. The warring sides have been trading fire along what has been an active front line since Israel started to attack Gaza more than a week ago. Hezbollah joined the battle after a call by its ally Hamas, but it's very much limiting its response within the rules of engagement established since its last war with Israel in 2006. Israel says it doesn't want to be dragged into war on a second front, but it has threatened to respond forcefully if attacked.
To engage Hezbollah in a full-scale war, it's a very risky thing. It is not popular among the Lebanese population first, and it has to have a green light from the Iranian regime because that might create a new dynamics in the Middle East altogether. So a decision of that scale, it has to be cleared by both the Iranian leadership and maybe the Syrians as well.
Hezbollah has said it's not neutral in the conflict. Its backer, Iran, has repeatedly warned of a war that would engulf the whole region if attacks against Gaza continue. But the so-called axis of resistance hasn't said what their red line is, except that Gaza will not fall. In other words, Hamas will not fall. A decision by Hezbollah to enter the war with its full military capabilities could depend on how long its ally can sustain Israeli attacks on its own. Iran and its allies across the region are now focusing their anger on the U.S. administration. They say it has given Israel free rein to carry out war crimes against the Palestinians. Since then, there have been reports of attacks on the U.S. military presence in Iraq and Syria.
And it exerts on the Americans additional pressure to tell them that, if this war happens, it will not be in any way a conventional war. It will have no limits, no borders, and attacks on Israel and its backers can be from anywhere.
For the time being, there is heated rhetoric while all sides appear to be weighing the risks and benefits of confrontation. But what appears to be shaping up is a protracted cross-border war of attrition. Zeina Khodr, Al Jazeera, Southern Lebanon.
Al Jazeera's Ali Hashem joins us from Nakoura in southern Lebanon. Even as we keep an eye, screen left, on the scenes at the Israel-Lebanon border where fires seem to be burning. Let's see if we can get any information on that with Ali. Ali, I don't know if you're in the vicinity of what I'm seeing, but what are you learning about what's happening at the border right now?
Well, the border is on fire since this afternoon. Several attacks has been launched in different sectors, from the east to the west. Now, we are here on the western sector on the Mediterranean. To the other side, the eastern sector is on the border with Syria and, of course, Israel. So there have been several attacks. Just behind me, a few hours ago, a couple of hours ago, the Israeli posts here, positions here, were hit by anti-tank guided missiles from Hezbollah. In accordance, there were over 20 rockets that were launched by Hamas, the Palestinian group Hamas in Lebanon now, launching 20 rockets towards northern Israel. And also there was a barrage of rockets towards Kiryat Shmona to the east. Now we know that there are 3 people injured there. So a lot of attacks, a lot of tit for tat, and this also has been going on, as we know, for the past 10, 12 days. Yesterday or this morning, very early this morning, where we are, there were 2 airstrikes and there were loud explosions. Israeli airplanes hit Hezbollah targets here in this area, and also other targets towards the east. So the issue is that we are seeing more attacks on daily basis. Before we used to see 1, 2, 3 attacks. Today, at least there are 5, 6 attacks. And now with this different approach, given the rockets that hit a building in Kiryat Shmona and the reports coming from there that there are 3 people injured there. This is different. This is kind of changing the situation slightly. And actually, we've been watching the situation gradually escalating, but it seems that we are in a new phase. This is not the same phase that we witnessed at the first days. This is another phase. And there's something I would like to emphasize on. It seems also that Hezbollah, while attacking the Israeli posts on the borders, they are kind of concentrating on hitting some communication apparatuses and tools like cameras that are used to take the pictures for the whole borders. Also, communication tools that are used to intercept calls and this situation. So there are different objectives Hezbollah is putting in front of them, aside from the war in Gaza, aside from the idea of relieving Gaza from the pressure and trying to draw more reinforcements to the north. We can see now, after around 2 weeks or a bit less than that, from the beginning of these escalations and this war, till the moment the ground offensive hasn't started. And this was one of the objectives of Hezbollah, to prevent the ground offensive. And it seems till the moment the northern front is succeeding in kind of hurdling the ground offensive.
Ali, thank you very much for all of that, even as we keep an eye on the Lebanon-Israel border screen left. And I'll keep in mind what you said at the top of your explanation, that the Israel-Lebanon border is on fire. And it's true that since this conflict began on October 7th, this round of fighting, there has been tit-for-tat exchange of artillery fire, mortar fire, etc., coming from both sides of the border. And that's why we continue to keep a very close eye on what's happening there. So far, Israel signaling to, rather saying to Lebanon, warning them not to enter into a full-scale war. Hezbollah has stopped short of that. But every day you explain to us that the border area is becoming more and more volatile. Al Jazeera's Ali Hashem in Nakoura, southern Lebanon. Thank you very much.